Good morning. We're here again with another edition of our Tuesday Thoughts video series. And today I'm going to talk about something I see people do a lot in the winter, and that's go out when there's snow on the ground and spread their dry fertilizer, generally phosphorus and potassium, onto the snow. And then, of course, most of the time the ground's frozen underneath the snow also. We really don't need to look any further than almost 2 years ago, the bomb cyclone of March 2019 in Nebraska and parts of South Dakota, where large amounts of heavy rain fell onto frozen ground. And I did see several spreaders running prior to that event. And, the water, when it rained that hard on frozen ground, it moved off the field. It didn't soak in. And so in the process, of course, it took a large amount of the dry fertilizer off the field with it, either down into a low spot in the field or completely off the field into the field drainage system, which, as you all know, those eventually move into sloughs and small streams. And then that's something we want to talk about too. I mean, the fertilizer, as it moves into the water systems, of course, the streams eventually dump into the major water arteries, which would be the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers, and then they end up down in the Gulf of Mexico. And I just read something over the weekend that the hypoxia now in the Gulf of Mexico is about the size of the state of New Jersey. So, it doesn't do you financially any good to spend the money on the fertilizer, especially this year with phosphorus prices going up, and then have it leave the field. Essentially, then you're left with an unsavory decision. Do I just go with what's left, or do I reapply? Either way, it's a potential hit to the financial bottom line. And then manure is kind of the same principle. Now I do realize that sometimes in your storage areas, whether it's manure or a slurry, you're going to run out of room in the winter. And so I guess the best suggestion I could make is only remove as much as you need for storage, and then try to find a flat area to spread that, and so that way it won't move off the field into the water system if we have any heavy snow melt, rapidly in the spring. So I guess it's just in closing, I guess, like I said, only remove the amount of manure you need to. And then as far as dry fertilizer, I'd really resist, the urge to try to do it here in the winter, and just leave it in the shed till spring.